Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anka and I do art and illustration videos and sometimes tattoo related videos. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe and check out the other videos on my channel. So in today's video, I am actually going to be tattooing myself. I recently purchased a new tattoo machine, the Cheyenne Sol Nova with a 4mm stroke. And I wanted to test it out on myself to see how the machine feels, to see how it performs before actually going with it on clients and just to get used to the feel of this new machine in my hands. So throughout this video, I want to share some tips with you guys. If you are considering tattooing yourself, if you are an apprentice and you don't have many clients, and are considering doing this. This is actually my second time tattooing myself, and I have to say it was much easier than the first time. So basically, I wanted to tattoo a flower design. This flower design will be tattooed on my other leg as well, and it will be kind of a symmetrical piece. And yeah, I wanted to keep it pretty simple, mostly line work and also some black areas just so I can practice my packing color techniques and a bit of dot work to practice that as well. So I'm using Cheyenne needles in this video. I used a 5 round liner, a 9 round liner, and the 3 round liner for this, and the soft edge Magnum for filling up the black areas. I believe it was like 5 soft edge Magnum. I started out with the outline with 9 round liner and then went in with the 3 round liner for the really thin lines in the flower. And yeah, everything went pretty smoothly. This tattoo machine from Cheyenne is really nice, and you can totally feel the difference. I previously had used a Hummingbird Bronc V8. It did the job fine. It had a 3.5mm stroke, and it wasn't as hard hitting as this one. So this one I had no problem packing in black, which is one of the things I still need to work on, but everything went much smoother with this particular machine. So my number one tip to tattooing yourself is to pick out a simple design, one you can do in about 3, maximum 4 hours. If not, you'll get really tired, and plus the pain of tattooing yourself, it's not a very pleasant experience. So just tattoo something small on yourself. My second tip would be to choose an area where you can use both your hands. That way you can stretch the skin and keep it as snug as possible. Stretching the skin is very important when tattooing, and you won't be able to do it if you are tattooing on your other arm. So on the legs is pretty much where you can tattoo yourself. I mean, I don't know how much of a contortionist you can be, but for me the legs work just fine, and I have plenty of space there to practice on myself. My next tip would be to be very well rested. If you are planning to do this, get a good night's sleep, eat some breakfast if you're doing it in the morning. Try to skip caffeine because it makes you all shaky and agitated. And yeah, moisturize your skin beforehand. These are all tips that basically work for anyone getting a tattoo, but especially if you're doing it on yourself, the strain on your body is a lot harder, and it just helps to be really well rested. My next tip would be to try to work, if you are tattooing on yourself, to try to work on techniques you lack in. So for example, for me, packing color has been a very difficult thing to perfect. I still struggle with it. It was mainly the machine I was using before, but it's also basically down to your techniques. So I really wanted to do this and do it on myself instead of fucking up somebody's skin or a client's skin. I just wanted to perfect this technique. So be mindful of the design you are tattooing on yourself. Don't just tattoo anything that you are comfortable with. Try to step out of your comfort zone. My next tip would be to do it in a professional environment. So don't do it at home. I know that TikTok is filled with people tattooing themselves in all kinds of disgusting places. Tattooing is something that is very serious. You can get a lot of problems from an infected tattoo, so please go and get an apprenticeship and try to do it in an environment that is clean and possibly under the supervision of a professional. My last tip to tattooing yourself would be to try to focus on doing a good job. If you focus too much on the pain, then you probably will end up rushing through it and you won't get an okay result. I personally try to focus on getting my lines as best as I could, on packing everything as best as I could, on not rushing, even though it hurt. I tried to really focus on what I was doing and not the fact that my leg was hurting. Anyways, for me personally, tattooing is not so painful. It's not more painful than getting waxed, I suppose, but it does tend to increase in pain the longer you sit for a tattoo. So I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this type of different video. This was a very good experience for me in my tattoo practice. I learned a lot of stuff during this session, and I will continue to learn a lot of stuff, probably on myself, until I build up a clientele. But I think it's something that most tattooers should do, just so they can see how their tattoos heal, how they feel. This was very important to me, to see how my tattoo healed. And now it's been the almost 2-week mark, and I will post some pictures of the tattoo healing throughout the days at the end of this video, just so you can see the tattoo healing process. So yeah, this would be my last tip for you. If you want to see how your tattoos heal, the best way you can do that is to tattoo yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this tattoo and this type of video. I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!